Wow, viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. Sometimes I think I finish the stories, but when I go back looking at my book, then a lot of things come to light, stories and things that have happened back there, and I feel like, man, I need to tell my viewers. So today I'm going to take you back to Kainuk, but please make sure you subscribe. If this is your first time to see this episode, Bishop Henry Mulandi, make sure you subscribe so that you are notified whenever there is an episode. It's been a wonderful journey walking with my friends, telling them stories of what God has done in and through me, in some instances that I would not have made it through. And going back there and seeing how God led me, how God walked with me, I'm inspired just to share with you. And maybe you're going through some of those, experiences in your life. If somebody made it, you can also make it. So welcome again to the stories from Kainuk. Kainuk was, and it still is, a very dangerous place. Kainuk is northern Kenya, going on the road to Lodwar, coming from Kitale through, Kapenguria on those hills and down the gorges there, the mountains there to the bottom. And then you start the terrain, the hot terrain, and then you pass by a town called Kainuk. I thought Kainuk was the most dangerous place to do missions on earth. If you have another place more than Kainuk, you can share with me. But I was just looking back and remembered the last time I drove on that road, I had a driver. And we were going to Lodwar and go south of the lake, Lake Turkana. And we were going to do some ministry there. And so here we come to Kainuk, and we are given an escort or a security officer to drive with us with a gun, so that in case there is anything on the road there, he will take care of it. And many times I had to laugh. What are you going to do? You have a G3, what you call a G3. He's sitting back here with it in my car. And then I ask him, so if we have 20 raiders with AK-47 stop in the middle of the road, what are we supposed to do? Then he will say, just stop, then I will come out. Himself, he will come out. Then I will ask him, then what next? And I'm telling you, he didn't tell me what next. So anyway, this one last time we were driving, and I remember my driver was Wachira. We call him Washi. And so we picked this security man, and we had been told, if you see anybody first, shoot before he shoots you, because nobody's expected in that region or in that area. It's a stretch of more than 50 kilometers where it's a land of nobody, unless animals, no human beings. So we are driving, and in the middle of the nowhere there, I see as if I've seen somebody walking. And our security officer we were carrying, he says, stop. The thing I was fearing to hear. He says, stop. So the driver stopped and he got out. Now he had not instructed us whether to drive on or to stop there and wait for him or what. The next thing I heard were gunshots. It rent the quiet land, it broke the silence as it echoed miles and miles away, the shooting. You know, Wachira did not know what to do, and Wachira started reversing the car back to where the officer was. You see, we had seen as if I saw somebody. And the instruction was, you shoot before he shoots you. Now, we didn't hear any noise in the car, otherwise we would know we have been shot at. Wachira was reversing back. When the police officer came in, these were his words. I think I shot one of them. And then there was silence. He has shot someone, because the instructions from his boss was shoot before he shoots you. And then he quarreled my driver, Washira, why did you reverse? You're supposed to keep driving on. So anyway, we drove on, and then we gained ourselves back to begin asking questions. Man, it was difficult. Imagining that somebody will not go back home to his family, to his children, that he had to die out there. But, if it was me, please don't shoot. But the command was, shoot him before he shoots you. That mission was a tough one. We had our vehicle break down while coming back. It was a good four-wheel, drive car. And it broke down at least on our way back, and we were supposed to repair. And I remember we tied, it was one of the tie roads. We just tied the wheel, and we were able to get back safe. You want to hear about the next one. This one is Kainuk, my goodness. We were doing relief work in Kakuma. And as usual, I always took my children with me. They were grown up now. They were beyond teenage. They were maturing. And Paul was there. Moses was there. And my wife. And so after doing relief work in Kakuma, we came back to Lodwar. And we were not allowed to go beyond Lodwar unless we were in a convoy. So many vehicles with a Land Rover in front and another Land Rover behind with security officers. When we got to Lodwar, we had stories that there were several attacks around Kainuk area. There was a police station that was overrun by raiders just the previous day. I think they had even killed a police officer. We also had stories that the district officer, the district officer, we call him the DC, who had been posted to Lodwar, was coming back from settling issues with the Pokot and the Turkana people, and on the way they were attacked. So we would not be allowed to drive on that road, alone. So we waited for each other in Lodwar. And by the evening, the convoy had built up to very many vehicles. I think we must have been more than 50 vehicles that we were supposed to drive down through Kainuk to Kitale. It was after 7 o'clock when we were given the green light. Now we can start driving. There was the armed, police officers in the front. They have the armed police officers at the back. So we were in the middle. The problem was, if your vehicle breaks down and it is at night and the other people will not stop, that was going to be a nightmare for you. So we were driving, and it was a tough one. Several vehicles would break down, and we had to wait for them to repair them. So it was a long journey. And although it was short, but it was long in that we stopped many, many times to have somebody repair his vehicle and start on the, going. By the time we got to Kainuk, we were running on empty, and it was past midnight. I think it was going towards 1 a.m. And there's no gas station in Kainuk at that time. Maybe nowadays. I saw the red light on my gas tank. It told me that you need to refill. So we got to Kainuk, and there is no gas station. And we don't want to sleep in Kainuk because of the attacks. Kainuk had been attacked, the previous days. There was an attack in Kainuk. So we would not want to sleep Kainuk because they might attack towards 4 o'clock in the morning. And so we wanted to go with the convoy. So when the convoy stopped, we went around looking for fuel. I needed diesel. The car was a diesel. There's some houses we would be told, somebody was walking with us, and he would tell us that house, sometimes they have some gas in some containers, and they might sell to you. we would try to call, and nobody would come. I remember us taking little stones and throwing on top of the roof so that somebody hears some noise and he wakes up. We tried several of them, and each one of them would come out and tell us, no, I just ran out. No, I just ran out. Now it was time for the convoy to leave. I have my wife, I have my 2 children. Do we stay overnight, or do we keep with the convoy and believe that we'll find fuel somewhere on the way? From Kainuk to Kapenguria, where we would find the first gas station, I think you would go a little over 50 kilometers. Whoa! Do we go? Do we stay? I decided we will go by faith. Let me tell you, I held my intestines. The Americans would call them intestines. We would call them intestines. I held my intestines. And I'm the one driving. And I can see it is on empty. The thing there was on empty, and there was a little light telling you it is empty. Double. Let me tell you what. We kept going. We kept going. Every corner I thought, this is it. We'll run out here and the people will leave us here. Oh my. We kept on. We kept on. And then the climbing, I knew this is it. We will not make it through this climb. Let me tell you, you've seen a miracle? This was a miracle, going for those many kilometers on empty. We arrived in Kapenguria and got into a gas station, and we refueled. It was, the Lord has done it. God, He was able to fuel it in His own way. And we go to Kapenguria from Kainuk. You want to hear another one? Oh my. I was with Julius Muiruri and Paul, my son. We were coming from up there. Those days when we were driving past Kainuk, we didn't hear of any attack. So it was calm. And when there is that calmness, they don't give you any escort. So we went by Kainuk. We were coming this way again, coming to Kitale. And Paul was asleep at the back there. And I began to think, it is late at night. If we got attacked here, what are our options? And I began to teach Julius Muiruri, who is a bishop today in London, began to teach him a few tricks on what to do. Paul was halfway asleep when he heard, in case we are stopped by raiders, he woke up. He said, Dad, what are you saying? What are you saying? So I began to tell them, in case we have raiders in front and they stop us, or there are gunshots, and you're still alive, open the door, fall out of the vehicle, don't walk out, fall out of the vehicle, and then roll into the bush. It's at night. Just roll, get as far as you can get from the gunshots. Paul, when he woke up that time, he never slept again. But Julius Muiruri also driving, he said, Bishop, does that happen here? And just back there with him again in another journey, we were coming from Kakuma before getting to Lodwar. And there's a section there, before the road that gone to Lokitang. There's a section there where there are a number of attacks. This is not Kainuk, but on the same road. We were coming with Julius Muiruri. We had gone there, he was my driver. And then we had 2 flat tires. And it was getting to 6 o'clock. There was a truck behind us that was coming and we were going. The second flat tire we had, they were behind us and they stopped because they knew that place was dangerous. You don't want to have a breakdown there. So when we stopped, they came, looked, and we removed the tire. We had rocks. We laid the vehicle on top of rocks or stones. So what do we do? It's 20 kilometers to Lodwar. What do? We take the 2 tires on this truck, open truck, go down to Lodwar, repair it, come back. But somebody has to remain there. We were just the 2 of us. So I go, Julius remains. So when I went to Lodwar, it was hard to get those tires repaired. But I finally did. It was past 9 o'clock. It's at night, dark. I'm just praying that Julius Muiruri is still alive, because there's skin people around there. So then there are no vehicles going that road after 7 o'clock, no vehicle, because of those, frequent attacks. I try a vehicle, I try to rent a vehicle, and we agreed the amount of money. I can't remember now. And so he took me and my tire and his guy. So we drove 10 kilometers. I had told him 20 kilometers about, it's guesswork. When you go to 10 kilometers, he said, 20 kilometers is finished, get out. It is dark, it's night, it's going towards 10 o'clock. I said, no. We got to go all the way to where my vehicle is at. You told me 20 kilometers and it is over. I knew he had not gone 20. Any of us could have been right or could have been wrong. So this was funny. So I asked him, what do you want? Do you know what he did? He said, you have to double the money. You have to double the money. I said, I will pay you whatever you want. Boom. We got back again and started driving. By the time we got to where Julius was, let me tell you, Julius had walked away, didn't want to stay where the vehicle was. We picked him on the road, walking away from the vehicle because it would attract, the bad guys. But he was doing 2 things. He was singing and praying. Picked him, went to where our vehicle was. When we got there, the guy, we asked him for a jack because ours could not lift that vehicle. Do you know what he did? He removed his jack, threw it to us, and he said, bring me in Lodwar. Turned the vehicle as quickly as possible and headed back. We were able to change our tire and head back to Lodwar. The Lord saved us. I mean, I can tell you many stories out of Kainuk and what God has done over the years, keeping us safe to go preaching. My friend, we got to end it there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Pray for the ministry that Bishop Mulandi is doing, and SCMI, the African Christian Missions. Get on the website, SCMI or African Christian Missions. Look at their website. This is what we are doing with students. Pray for us, support us, and please, before you exit, subscribe to this YouTube channel. God bless you. We'll see you next. And I believe next time I'll try to share with you my stories from Southern Sudan. We'll see you next time. God bless.